isn't true. Stop singing, dude. Sounds like you've been chain smoking and vaping for years.
Babe, I think the cats are fighting again. Oh Jesus, what's up everyone? John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the debut album, Memories Do Not Open, by electronic EDM duo, the Chainsmokers. Do not open indeed, a warning that you should heed. I'm gonna suffer so that you don't have to. I listened to this album 6 or 7 times, and I honestly don't know how I did. It was something that was so grating to me, just the personality, the horrible contrived lyrical content, and the forced, repetitive, formulaic drops that I had to suffer through over and over and over again. I don't know who their target demographic is. Oh wait, I do. Mindless drunk people at 2 a.m. playing it at a frat party. In reality, I thought maybe this album could be mediocre. Maybe it could be something that I wouldn't mind all that much, just judging off of the singles Something Just Like This with Coldplay, which is very Chainsmokers-y, very predictable, but at the same time, it's a feel-good time. And also Paris, which has only gotten worse over time with me. I like the guitar on it, it's catchy, but the more you dive into the lyrics, you realize that it's all faux. There's nothing there whatsoever. They slap lines together that sound good to them in their head, and they're like, oh wow, that's great. Now let's put on a little lukewarm, wimpy guitar, which this is one of the stronger ones on Paris. Once you actually get into the record and see what they do in the background of some of these tracks on like Honest or My Type, the guitar is so lukewarm, so in the background, just bubbling just to say that they put it on the track. Why even bother? Any expectations I have were all shot to hell on the first 3 songs. I don't know who the hell told Drew Taggart, the leader of this duo, the main one that actually does the singing, some of the production. I think he actually plays some of the guitar on these tracks, which you can't really say too much or commend him too much. I mean, he's recording a few very simple repetitive riffs into GarageBand and mixing that and combining it with loops, slapping some vocals on it and calling it a song and sending it out there. But Drew Taggart comes up with the lyrics for most of these songs and for the guests as well, which, please, branch out. There's more female vocalists in the world other than Emily Warren. I mean, I feel like even she's getting annoyed at this point. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Drew Taggart seemed to think that it would somehow be okay for him to sing on the opening 3 songs, which I don't know where you would get that idea, considering you're not a rock star, your voice doesn't rock at all. In fact, it's pretty flat, boring, and monotone, just so dull as it carries these songs where he's talking about his problems and his issues. And it starts off on the one, which, who, you guessed it, Emily Warren is doing backing vocals on, and it's one of those songs that is so weird to me. It doesn't feel right. It's like they rushed this one to get it as an opener for the record, maybe a potential single, but it starts off as like kind of a back and forth, and then it's got this pounding beat that's just kind of pulsating. It doesn't quite sound right, and then Drew Taggart's coming in and singing things like, fuck it, yeah, I said it. And it's just like on these 3 opening songs, they finally got permission to have some songs that weren't going to be played on the radio, so you can drop some F-bombs, and F-bombs fly out the window on these songs. And not that I have a problem with that at all. Fuck it, I don't care, obviously. But it's one of those things where it sounds like he can't think of another adjective to put in these places, and it just sounds, once again, like catering to the millennials. Like, oh, yeah, you know, we curse in our songs too. You know, I use strong adjectives to describe how I feel. I think Break Up Every Night might be the worst song that I have heard the entire year. In fact, it would probably top most things on my worst of 2016 list. In fact, it has lines like, she wants to fuck me back to life. Fuck me back to life. No girl wants to do that to you, Drew Taggart, or whatever the other dude who no one knows who it is, his name is. Fuck me back to life. What does that even mean? And not to mention the musicality of this song, it's like they're doing a cover of a shitty pop rock band, and they were like, hey, we're not just an EDM duo, we also have live instrumentation. So it features this terrible drum rhythm, which, yeah, I guess it's more of like a live track drum thing, and also some weird sporadic guitar mixed with a weird pulsating electronic pattern. It doesn't work at all. It sounds sounds like somebody doing karaoke on amateur night. I know that one's bad, but the next song gives it a run for its money, and at this point, 3 songs in, I was really questioning my decision. Like, do I want to make it through the entire record? If this is what they've set up for me on the first 3 songs, do I really want to make it through the album? Did they mean do not open whenever they said that on the album? The trooper in me spirited on, and somehow I made it through the remainder of the record, but Bloodstream is one that really just brought me down. He seems like he's in this funk and he's just trying to speak about this situation, and he's saying things like, I'm fucked up, I'm faded, I'm so complicated. I think they only put that word in there because it rhymed, honest to God. Right after that, they rhymed complicated with overrated. If they had moved overrated to the complicated spot, I could see it working. I'm fucked up, I'm faded, I'm so overrated. Then I would have taken it as a Chainsmokers confessional and totally been on board. Emily Warren is all over this record. In fact, she's the go-to for the Chainsmokers. I read an interview where she said, quite literally, they call me up all the time wanting me to sing on tracks. I don't know what it is about their relationship, which I guess got a little bit of insight into them joking around, joshing around in the studio at the end of Don't Say, and I don't know why that was left on there. It feels, once again, so forced, so cringe-inducing because we're sitting there listening to them joke, and you know that they left it on there because they were like, hey, you know, we're recording these serious songs, but we have a good time too. Anyways, she's featured on 2 songs here, the opening one, The One, and then of course Paris, which most of you guys probably know. And honest to God, I don't see the hype behind her. I mean, maybe her voice kind of suits some of these tracks, but I don't know why they are jumping all over her whenever they could totally mix it up and probably grab a lot of people. The Chainsmokers are huge right now. I'm sure a lot of women would like to sing on their tracks, or maybe not. I don't know what their reputation is. Emily is officially credited on Don't Say and My Type, both of which are very, very poorly done songs. My Type in particular is one that seems like it was written by the Chainsmokers and then handed off to her as a song from a female's perspective, like, hey, you know, yeah, you're always avoiding me, and you only call me for like a booty call late at night, but that's just my type. I'm so complicated, I don't even know myself. I'm trying to figure it out though. And then it has just the weak as hell drop. Both of these songs do, where it literally just repeats the title of the song. Yeah, you're just my type, or, you know, of course on Don't Say, they're repeating and stuttering it there, dropping in these weak little crescendos and the fluctuation of the bass drop. And that's another big problem with the Chainsmokers. Not even the lyrical content can draw you in, obviously, but with an EDM duo, you don't always look to that. It's like maybe the saving grace is the music. Nope, it's them just strictly following a guideline for Chainsmokers music. The problem with even the better songs on this album is the fact that they all feel too familiar. Something just like this featuring Coldplay, yeah, like I said, it kind of feels good, it's danceable, and it's a good tune. I like Chris Martin and then the guitar solo at the end of the track, but as far as the formula goes, it seems a lot like their own song Roses. It's like a sequel or else just a direct copy of it. The more I listen to the drop, the more I hear it. And on Paris, it's one of those things where the lyrics get worse with time. And then It Won't Kill Ya featuring Luann, I do like her voice on it, and I do admire that maybe they at least tried to mix it up a little bit in terms of the drop on the track, but the more you listen to it, it's like, did these guys just listen to a lot of DJ Snake and other artists like that before making this one? I really don't know why the Chainsmokers made an album. They're not an album duo. They're not somebody that is looked to and expected to make albums, I don't feel like. I know a lot of people were anticipating this for some reason, and I really honestly feel like their demographic is like 18 to 21. College age, playing it at parties, playing it with your friends in the car, that is it. Maybe in the background of your Instagram story, and that really is the depth of the Chainsmokers. But going 12 songs for an album, they had to tap the likes of Florida Georgia Line to make a song. I think the only reason that they're both here is because they share a similar label. They both have Columbia behind them, and then they get the most ungodly combination I've seen since the baby head on the spider metal claw from Toy Story 1. Florida Georgia Line singing over this just flatlining track is not doing them or the Chainsmokers any favors. I don't think any of the country fans are going to be like, yeah, this This, I want more of this in my country music. And then I don't think EDM fans were clamoring to listen to Florida Georgia Line sing over this. The voices just feel awkward as hell here, and the lyrical content makes no sense. They're talking about their last day alive, and they're now or never, they're gonna make a move. It's literally just a combination of phrases that sound popular, catchy, or just something that people would relate to. I don't know why Janae Aiko agreed to be on this record. Wake Up Alone is a song that comes in with kind of a different type beat. I mean, it definitely follows a very strict formula and pattern once again, but it's something that I guess tries to be a little bit more upbeat. But the way that they produced her vocals and the way that she, I guess, sang them on this track, considering she was probably guided by them on how to do it, how to sing it. I know she co-wrote on this one, but still, it feels very kind of out of her league. It doesn't really exactly feel normal for her. And then at the end of the song, I don't know why, but it's like they tried to be like cool and have like a dark transitional outro that just totally mixed it up from the rest of the song and lead into the next one, which is Young, which is nothing to be led into. There is nothing on Young that makes you think, wow, that had such a cool transition from the last song, so now I'm just gonna have to listen to the album every time. Young and Honest are absolutely two of the worst songs here. Once again, Drew Taggart is taking the reins on the vocals, and I don't know why. I don't know why this dude keeps thinking that he could just carry these songs, and they don't have anything to sing about. Honest, he's talking about like trying to take this girl home, or he doesn't know how he feels about her. This girl wants to take him home, and it's like wherever they can work in a humble brag, they do. And on Honest, it's all over the place. It starts off with this really deep quote about not even knowing yourself and just being honest with yourself and the hypocrisy of humans in general. And then it has nothing to do with the song. He's singing about, oh, this girl wants to take me home because I'm on the radio and I'm supposed to call this other girl because she likes me, but she doesn't love me, but she only likes me because I'm on the radio and I'm famous. Remember, I'm famous. I'm not going to be famous a year from now, but I'm famous right now. Young self-imploded the second it started trying to tell a story like he actually experienced this. There's no way in hell. Like, remember the day that I did this and then I tried to fight your dad and then all this other crazy stuff happened? Oh, it's just because we're still young and we're still going through all this stuff. This album is laughable. It's laughable. Do not open. Toxic. That's how I feel. That's my recommendation. Stay away from Memories Do Not Open by the Chainsmokers. Of course, it's just my opinion. It's just how I see things. But seriously, there's other stuff that you can listen to. The Chainsmokers are not breaking any ground. They're not doing anything other than cashing checks, playing shows, and riding out this wave of fame. I would love to know. I would love to look into the future and see where they are in 2 years, but I almost guarantee, like I'm 98% sure, that they aren't going to be having any hits 2 years from now. But then again, I guess I could be wrong because they went from Selfie to taking over the charts. Me personally, I'm going to have to give this album a 1 out of 5. Avoid at all cost. Even the better songs aren't good, so listen to something else, please. I reviewed a couple of other albums in the past week. Check those out. Thanks for watching the review, leaving a like on the video, and if you could, consider supporting me on Patreon. It's the annotation over there, or it's the top link in the description down below. Help the videos keep coming on a monthly basis, and if you would like to see my Chainsmokers EP review, click right here, or you can go right over here if you would like to see another electronic review that I've done. Other than that, social media in the description, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.